You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I am your host, Booney. One name, all passion. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been a diehard A's fan since 1981. This isn't just another A's podcast. This is the most informative and insightful show on the A's, period. We cover the A's every single day, breaking down games, delivering the latest team news, and giving you deep, thoughtful analysis you won't find anywhere else. If it's happening in Sacramento or Vegas, we've got you covered. No fluff, no filler, just real, passionate, and relentless A's coverage. We are free and available everywhere, including YouTube. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button now, and let's talk some A's baseball. Before we do so, this episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. All right, guys, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this live feed one more time and see how it goes. Today we're going to cover spring training concerns. The A's are wrapping up a game in Arizona as we speak. They're getting blasted by the Indians last time I saw, and Osvaldo Bido was on the hill today. It didn't go well for him. I believe it was something like 3 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs. I talked a little bit at the beginning of spring how Bido just had to be okay and he was going to earn a 4th spot. Well, now not only has he not been okay, he's been bad. He had an amazing first outing, and since then, he's been really, really bad. A few other guys I'm going to cover as well with regard to spring training. And we're going to talk a little Aviator baseball as well. The Las Vegas Aviators and their potential this season. Also, big league weekend in Las Vegas. What A's are going to be there? I'll cover that as well. Let's start with some questions and comments you guys have had. And I am just going to go in random order just because it's much easier. Jason, 6942672. We just talked about it. I know Bido's last 2 starts were terrible. Still think he is safe for the rotation. But if he pitches like this in the regular season, he might get demoted to the bullpen. Jason, here's the deal. Yeah, today was a big start. Right now, how I look at it is with regard to the 4 and 5 spots. You got Bido, Mitch Spence, Joey Estes, and Hogan Harris. Hogan Harris is starting tomorrow in Zona. He's not going to be part of a big league weekend. Mitch Spence is on the hill on Sunday in Vegas, and JP Sears is starting tomorrow. But Hogan Harris so far has had a very, very good spring. He's battled walks, hasn't been the best with that, but it seems like he has that under control. With Bido struggling the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised if Harris is now in competition for one of those final spots. I think it is Spence, Bido, Estes, Harris in that order. Out of those 4 pitchers, 2 of them are going to get the spots. I think Bido right now, considering how he has pitched, is in direct competition with everybody else. Nothing is assured no longer. So we'll see how that goes. But I believe Bido's next start is scheduled for Wednesday. Dexter, 8791 STSP. What is going on with Soderstrom and Geloff? Is there a reason to be concerned? Dexter, great question. And yes, there is a lot of reason to be concerned. And let me tell you why. A lot of people thinking, hey, this is just spring training. Yes, for veteran players like a Brett Rooker, a Gio Urshela, Luis Urias, Severino, guys like that, yeah, absolutely. Right now, a guy like Tyler Soderstrom is just potential. We don't know what Soderstrom is going to be. And for him, I was just looking at his stats. It's not pretty. 2 of 18. He's hitting 111. He does not have an extra base hit. He has 1 RBI. He hasn't hit the ball extremely hard. It is reason to be concerned. Geloff as well. Geloff is 4 for 18, hitting 222. He led the American League in strikeouts last year. He has 11 so far this spring. He has struck out 11 times in 18 at-bats. These guys just have not gotten better. Yes, it is spring training, but they have not done anything yet, right? Soderstrom is still, for the most part, although not officially known as a prospect, is a prospect. Geloff had a good second half in 2023, and that's it. And strikeouts are still a huge concern. Our whole right side of the infield, meaning first base and second base, is a concern. Soderstrom was taking reps at catcher for a majority of the spring, which I was excited about. Now I'm thinking, I don't even know if that's going to be good. Not because of the glove, because of his bat. Yeah, real concerned about Soderstrom and Geloff. It was part of my optimism going into the year. Jacob Wilson hasn't been the best. He's 4 of 20. He's hitting 200. And I talked about it on many occasions in the offseason. My concern for the infield. We'll see what happens. There is still some time left, but we can't get off to the same type of start we had last year. That would just be a disaster. We started the season off, I believe, 1-7, 1-8 last year, and it seemed like we were constantly playing from behind. Yeah, I mean, Geloff and Soderstrom, I'm losing sleep over. Togo and Moss. With all the comp for the team, it leads me to believe the Triple-A team will be stacked this season. I am excited for the Aviators this year. Thanks for the great in-depth analysis. Togo and Moss, stacked. Absolutely stacked. If anybody missed yesterday's episode, let me give you what I foresee as the potential lineup with regard to the Aviators this year. Leading off, playing center field, you're probably looking at Estuary Ruiz. Batting second, playing second base, Max Muncy. Batting third, playing first base, I got Nick Kurtz. Batting fourth, playing left field, I think it's going to be Colby Thomas. Batting fifth, playing third base, CJ Alexander. Batting sixth, and what do we got? Batting sixth, catching, I think it's either going to be McCann or Susak. I do see those two platooning at catcher. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, Daryl Hernandez. Batting eighth, right field, Logan Davidson. Batting ninth, DH, or like I said, you could put Davidson at DH and put Denzel Clark in right field, depending on what you want to do with them. You can go in a number of directions with both guys, and I'm sure I've missed some guys, but stacked, and that's not even covering. That's not even going through the pitching. So yeah, absolutely. I think the Aviators are going to have a historic year this year for sure. It's something to be very, very excited for. Lango Bango 95. Do you think Davidson has a legitimate shot at making the opening day roster? Saw your show on Davidson and has been following him ever since. Great question. Davidson's hitting. I mean, through today, I believe he's at 358. He has a double. Excuse me, he has two doubles and a triple. He's hitting with some pop. He's getting on base. He has been productive. And on the flip side of the coin, the other guy's playing the infield. CJ Alexander is, I believe, below the Mendoza line. And Max Schumann is hitting .77, I believe. Yeah, Schumann is one of 15 this spring. So there's a possibility. He has to keep it up. He has to get on some type of tear. He is on the 60-man roster, which means they have to open up a roster spot for him to even get on the 40-man. So I'm rooting for him. I'm also rooting for those other guys too. You hate to see anybody struggle. That's for sure. And I want to see Max Schumann pick it up. Jason Tapia. This guy has been right like 95% of the time. This was like, he sent me this question or comment about 2 weeks ago. And this is when I was real high on CJ Alexander. It's just nutty how good this guy is. CJ Alexander has no shot to make the team since the A's signed Luis Urias. Urias and Schumann are the backup infielders. Hernandez is in AAA to start the season. You've been you've been right so far, Jason Tapia. That's for sure. Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. It looks like CJ Alexander. He got off to a quick start in spring training, but has struggled since. And he is hitting exactly 176 so far this spring after a quick start. 3 of 17. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Daryl Hernandez, 167. He's not getting the job done either. So you're 100% right. But the only thing is Schumann. I mean, who would have thought Schumann at 0.77? I didn't expect it. Vegas news. Hey, if you guys want one of the most entertaining guys to follow on social media, follow this guy. Just some friendly advice. Consider changing your background from your pod. We know Oakland is the past, and you should focus on the future now. We don't want to see it. Just my opinion. Vegas News, appreciate the feedback, and as I have told you, things are on order for the studio. But for now, I need something to cover up the holes in the wall, or excuse me, the holes in the studio. So yeah, this is going to have to suffice. Do I think it will be From J Fresh Outdoor Vegas 9991, do you think it will be worth it to purchase Aviator season tickets, and will they be any good? J Fresh, the short answer is yes. Let me go through their pitching staff for you just to give you an idea of how good this squad is going to be. Just so you know. So their potential 5-man pitching staff is this: Mason Barnett, out of Auburn. We acquired him in the Lucas Ursay trade last year. You're looking at Jack Perkins, 5th rounder out of Indiana. You're looking at potentially Luis Morales, but good chance he's going to be starting in Double-A. You're looking at Gunnar Hoglund. Gunnar Hoglund was a first-round pick in 2021. We acquired him in the Matt Chapman trade from Mississippi. You're looking at potentially who else should be on that staff? Jacob Lopez. He still has a chance to make the opening day roster. We acquired him in the Joe Boyle trade, where we also got Jacob Springs as well. Jeffrey Springs as well. Nick Kurtz at first base is the 4th overall pick from last year's draft. Max Muncy is a first rounder. Shortstop Daryl Hernandez is electric as can be. CJ Alexander, who we acquired from Kansas City off waivers. You got Denzel Clark, 4th rounder out of Cal State Northridge. Colby Thomas, who led all minor leagues in home runs last year. Estuary Ruiz led the American League in stolen bases 2 years ago. Daniel Susac, 1st-round pick out of Arizona last year. Yeah, we're going to be absolutely stacked as far as AAA goes. And also remember, Jay Fresh, that these guys are all going to be playing together. When you're talking about excitement for a minor league team, it doesn't get much better than the Las Vegas Aviators this year. I'm going to be tuning in to as many Aviators games as I will the A's games, just because of the young crop of talent they have. I'm actually going to be covering them every single day as well. So when the regular season hits, we're going to have 3 segments. It's going to be usually going to work as far as a review of the game before, as far as what the A's played, a preview of the next game, and an in-depth review of the Aviators as well. The Las Vegas Aviators are going to be beyond electric. And we will get to a little bit of more A's talk right after this. This episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Got that out a little late. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. I love using the FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. Whether I'm backing my team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch 3, I never feel like I missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, guys. Let's get back to some more comments, questions. Jay Poo, are you going to talk about Lawrence Butler extension? Yes, I am. 7 years, $65 million. I mean, what a bargain. I thought it was an incredible signing. I've been high on Lawrence Butler for a long time. Not for a long time, but since the second half of the season last year, I've talked about him as being an MVP candidate. I for surely think that. I think he's a 30-30 guy. He's had a big spring so far. I believe he's hitting 563, 2 bombs. He's going the other way. He's hitting with power in all directions. I love the signing. 100% love the signing. Like I said, the way Butler is playing has been dominant. He's been playing at an MVP level. He was the best hitter in all of baseball in the month of July in last year. Just absolutely remarkable. He had 2 3-home run games. He stayed hot in August. He stayed hot at the first start of September. I can't say enough about the Lawrence Butler signing for the next 7 years. I think Lawrence Butler in 3 years is like a $30 million a year guy. That's what type of a player he's going to become. So for us to lock him in for 7 years at basically $9 million a year, and also, by the way, there is an 8th year team option as well. So yeah, we got Butler for a very, very long time. Ecstatic, J Poo, ecstatic about the Lawrence Butler signing. That's for sure. Fans Inc. I understand how the recent videos have made a point to clarify the thing was more than just a Fisher problem, but the bottom line is Fisher's approach to owning a baseball team is not like not like the majority of the owners in MLB. If he had sold them to, say, Lacob, Oakland baseball would have been successful. Fans Inc. Great comment. You know what's? I have an absolutely great show coming up on Monday. Somebody that hasn't been involved in Bay Area government is coming on Monday, and he's going to give us his take on the whole A's leaving Oakland. It's the only time I have ever heard anybody say that the A's and John Fisher did everything they could to stay in Oakland. I 100% disagree with it, but I can't wait to hear his perspective. He says he has a perspective on the government side that most other individuals won't, because his career spanned 2-3 decades in the government sector. And again, it's the first take I've ever heard of that where somebody said the A's did everything they possibly could to stay in Oakland, and the blame lies with the city. So that should be very, very interesting. J Poo, yeah. Yes, you are right. So it is still 4 years under team control. Yeah, you're 100% right. But yeah, so we're gonna have him for the next 7 years. He still has 3 years. Is still under team control. It still works out to be the 63 million. So however you twist it and however you want to put it on when he's getting paid that money, sure, yeah, you're right. But it does work out to be about $9 million a year, no matter how you twist it. Bill Trubis, who has a better chance of making the roster, Logan Davidson or Urias? No question. It's Urias. Urias is already going to make the roster. He's on the 40 man. So he got invited to camp where Davidson's on the 60 man. Davidson came in as a non-invitee. No question, Urias will make the roster. Urias used to rake 3 years ago. He hit about 23 bombs. I believe it was with Milwaukee, I want to say. And remember the game he actually played against the A's in September for Seattle in Oakland? He went something like 4 for 5, 3 for 4, 2 bombs. He was raking the ball all over the place. He's a solid veteran, man. He can play shortstop. He can play third base. He plays second base. It's definitely Urias over Davidson. I am rooting for Davidson for sure. I'm worried about a guy like Max Schumann is who I have a big concern about. Gravitas Falls. Yeah, I was at the reverse boycott game 2 years ago. I got choked up. I hurt for a while, but now I've moved on. And instead of going to 5 to 10 Oakland games, I'll just go to 5 to 10 Sacramento and eventually Vegas games per season. I hear you, Gravitas Falls. Yeah, that's the way to go, man. At the end of the day, not one of us has had any control of where the A's can go. The Major League Baseball and the A's are a private entity. They're not some outreach program. Johnfisher and Commissioner Manfred aren't publicly elected officials. So yeah, I'm hurt too. It bugs me as well. But what am I supposed to do? Just not root for baseball, especially when the A's have arguably the most exciting team they have had in years. I can't wait for baseball to start. And on top of that, I've never been so excited about a AAA team as well. So that's a great outlook, Gravitas Falls, and you're 100% right, man. Speaking of which, look who shows up. I'm heading to Vegas right now from Salt Lake City to catch these 2 A's games. Yeah, they should be fun. It should be fun. You know what I want to know from you, Vegas guys, is when the A's get to their stadium, when the new Vegas stadium does get built, is it going to be kind of like another Colorado? Is the ball going to fly out of there with all things considered? I know at the Aviators Park it did, but what? The Aviators and where the proposed construction of the new stadium is what? About 20, 30 minutes from each other. And, it's going to be definitely a different feel. So is the ball going to jump? Is the ball going to fly? Is it going to be Colorado 2.0 is my question for you Vegas guys. Stims, AJ Nah, 440. Elvis Alvarado. Come on, be real, Booney. Hey, let me tell you something, Stims, AJ Nah, 440. Alvarado came into the game yesterday. He pitched another inning. He struck out the side. He's faced 6 batters. He struck out 5. I think he's going to be in Vegas this weekend, and he will pitch. We'll see. I don't know for sure, but this dude is electric. So if Elvis Alvarado, I talked about him. I did a segment on him 2 days ago. That's the second time I've spoken about Elvis Alvarado. Elvis Alvarado is filthy. And Elvis Alvarado throws some serious heat. So I don't want to hear anything more about Elvis Alvarado. If he can command the strike zone, who knows how good this kid can be. And like I've said before, he's expected to make the opening day the opening day roster, excuse me. So we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens, but don't be counting out Elvis Alvarado. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Gravity Falls. I feel bad for Oakland fans giving up the team because they're entering a very competitive window. Yeah. I've always had, when I was growing up, I started following days, like I've said before, my opening since 1981. And when I was younger, my dad wasn't really a sports fan. So it was hard to get anybody to really go to the baseball game. I'm from the peninsula, and if you know anything about the Bay Area, San Mateo and the peninsula is Giants territory. They could care less about the A's. So I probably had more opportunities to go to Candlestick Park than I did the Coliseum. As I got older into the high school days and so forth, when I could drive, we snuck out, we skipped school, checked out the day games at the Coliseum. Before I could really enjoy the Coliseum, and the Coliseum was a beautiful ballpark. It was just magnificent. The city, a few years after, started the whole Mount Davis deal for the Raiders, and the city of Oakland always bent over backwards for for the Raiders. And I was pissed. I hated Oakland for doing that with the Raiders, because you already lost the Raiders once to LA. Now they want to come back, and you're going to ruin the stadium for a team that already left you once for LA. And they came back a second time, and they left a second time as well, obviously. But I was pissed because I never felt like, as I got older, I could finally get in a time where I could enjoy the park by myself, and go to as many games as I wanted to. It was taken from me in that sense. And I was pissed. I was hot. And I'll always have a different take with regard to that. So a lot of the A's fans will always say, hey, it's the Oakland A's, you shouldn't support them. Well, I don't see it that way. I just didn't. They ruined, the city of Oakland ruined a beautiful, beautiful ballpark. So yeah, I love the A's. I love the A's franchise. Would it have been nice for them to stay in Oakland? Yeah, it would have, with a new stadium, with a new park. I don't know. It's a tough call. It really is. But I'm going to enjoy him this year more than I have any other year. That's for sure. That's not going to go away. I think the Vegas fans are great. I think the whole thing going on with regard to this whole situation being politicized, being made so political is heartbreaking, man. Because sports is something that brings us together, right? And for this to get all of a sudden political and there to be a real pissed off feeling about it is just drives me nuts, man. J. Poo, even this past year, the Coliseum felt more alive and fun to go to than Oracle Park. You thought so? I mean, I went to a ton of games this year, J. Poo, and the only reason I went to a ton of games and I liked it was because I could spend $15 on a ticket and sit right behind the dish. That's what was cool about it. As far as the electricity and the vibe, comparing the Coliseum to Oracle, there's no comparison. Not a big giant guy. They have their 3 World Series. They have some great players. But the players that won those 3 World Series do not represent that city for an inch. But yeah, I agree, J. Poo. It was really, really cool to go to the Coliseum when they had it going. But for me, there's always a bad taste just because how beautiful that ballpark was before they redid it. I mean, oh man, yeah. Uh, I'll never forgive the city of Oakland for doing that. And yeah. Anyway, Jay Poo, I feel like it was so much more electric and heartfelt because the only people. Yeah, you know what? You make a great point, Jay Poo. When I had KP on the show, he made a great point when we were debating the whole situation. He made a great point. He said that every fan base is going to have your 10, 11, 12,000 loyal, hardcore fans. And then the other 13, 14, whatever number it is, 18,000 fans, or pick a number, is there for the experience of the ballpark, to bring the family, your casual baseball fans, but not hardcore. He made a great point with that. And that is one thing about the Coliseum, is the 8,000 fans that were there were hardcore fans, that and they were real baseball fans, and that was cool. But hey guys, thanks for tuning in. MLB Las Vegas weekend is going to be a good time. I'm going to cover that on Monday, what went on, and hopefully the A's can start playing some ball. Yeah, spring training. It's only spring training. Remember, our roster's young, and we can't get off to the start we did last year. So it's a little bit more important for us. But, and again, Monday, tune in on Monday. I have never been so excited for an episode for Monday because, like I said, I've never heard the perspective of someone saying that Fisher and the A's did everything they could to keep the A's in Oakland. I don't know. Face value, I don't buy it. He says he has a perspective, an insight from an experience in being around the government sector for 20 to 30 years. So I can't wait for that one. But guys, regardless, it's going to be an exciting year with regard to the A's. And like I said, man, this Aviator team, get the MLB package. You will be able to see every single A's game, and you'll be able to see all the minor league games for the A's as well. Do that. That's something I'm definitely going to do. I can't wait. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen today. For your second listen, find Locked On MLB. Baseball guru Sully brings a daily blend of humor and baseball, keeping you updated on every rumor and story throughout the offseason. Find Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Guys, thanks for tuning in. You have a wonderful weekend. I'll check you all out on Monday.